For the Land of Akane timelapse, we always knew we wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit special.
The thing I love most about timelapse is the sheer amount of detail that you can find in there. You can walk around for ages and just find little gems, little unique little buildings that people have made, and they've all got a story behind them. They've all got a purpose for being there.
I was very surprised how well this time-lapse turned out, because I wasn't quite sure if the Japanese theme was going to stick with people. This was a completely new area for us, as we tend to stick to more medieval or Victorian themes in our time-lapses, such as the Palace time-lapse or Aquila, to name some examples.
We were not expecting what the final result to look like. We knew it was going to look nice, but we didn't think it would look quite as good as what we ended up with.
Seeing it turn into what it is now, and seeing the absolute work of art that it turned into, not because of what time and effort that Jen and I put into it, but because of all the time, effort, and affection that every person put into every single detail during that time lapse. That's what made it seem so believable and so amazing, was every single little bit of detail.
An important thing to keep in mind was the bigger picture, how each shot would appear on camera, and what could be done to enhance the shots. This is why I was not afraid to tell people to abandon builds halfway through and focus on one in particular.
Of course it was challenging at some points, like when I was working on my own personal build for the time-lapse, which was Ugetsu Temple. Me and Julius both, and a couple of other people actually, worked on this for a couple of days furiously, especially when I had a lot of other things to do unrelated to Minecraft, sadly. But in the end we were able to get it all complete. And it was nice just looking around and seeing all these beautiful buildings being created to give us inspiration for this time-lapse.
Akane is probably the best time-lapse, in my opinion, that we've ever done, like even better than Mage. And Mage like set the bar back then. It was like the best of the best. So to see that Akane is better than Mage, it's like amazing.
When it came to actually building the time-lapse, I was obviously filming it, and that took a long time. I mean, we worked for 7 days on this, and I ended up with 25 hours of footage, just over that. And I think that equaled like 2.8 terabytes of footage in the end. That's all raw 1080p footage on my hard drive, so that was pretty fun to edit. It took me quite a while.
The sunken palace underwater ruins were not exactly the easiest part for us to kind of design, because before we even started we didn't even know how it would look underwater, so we were actually afraid to even film it at first, because we weren't too sure. But you know, Matt kind of, it was like, oh hey, it'll look fine, don't worry, it'll be okay. And up until he kept reassuring us during the building shots that it looked good.
There's so much build there, so much mass, so much like content available to go and see. You can just get lost for hours and still be having fun looking around it. It's just such a beautiful place to be in.
One thing I do with the footage after it's filmed, and obviously I start kind of picking up how fast I want each video to be, or each shot to be, I start colour grading it. So for this shot in particular that we're looking at here of the summer villa, I add a lot of red tints to it. There's a slight hue around the edges that is slightly different, and I also add different tint layers to really kind of help boost the reds in everything, because Akane is a direct reference to the word red in Japanese, so I really wanted to kind of help kind of sell that. I've done that on previous timelapses as well, like Frozen Summit was a much bluer time-lapse and things like that. And another thing I really wanted to do was add lens flares, but no one let me, so this is what it would look like with a lens flare, but nope, gone. No lens flares for Matt, I'm not allowed them, no.
Having seen the great response from the community already with only a week of it being released, it is amazing and really hopeful for what we have in the future. We're definitely going to take a lot of these ideas and just go even further next time.
Seeing like all the comments and all the likes and all the views that we have so far really makes it worth it, and like it gives me a reason to keep doing these time lapses, and it's just by far it's worth it.